Parent hack 2, design your environment. This is about spaces. James Clear talks about the power of anchors, and he talks about the power of getting certain work done in certain spaces. And right up front, even if you have already started remote learning, as many of us have, it is not too late to do this, which is why I've chosen this as hack number 2. Your children need a space to do their school. It needs to, if at all possible, with the layout of your home and your home situation, it needs to be a designated space where they go to do their schoolwork. This is so important because what is happening in the mind of your child is they are saying in their mind when they go to that space, I am going to school. I'm going to do my schoolwork here in this space. It is the power of an anchor. It's actually a neural anchor that they will have a space to go to do their schoolwork. And if you haven't already set this up, if you have, fantastic, top marks to you. Put my teacher hat on, top marks to you. But if you haven't set up a designated space that preferably can be left as their space that they tidy up at the end of the school day when they've completed their work, then I would encourage you to do that right now, to actually create a space where your children go to school. My husband Rowan and I, we've had to adjust some of the way we do our own work. We both run our own companies. We both work from home, and we've had to adjust our space. And Rowan was saying the other day, he's like, this desk space here is where I do my work, and that chair over there is where I do my reading. And normally when he does his writing, he goes to a cafe. And his neural anchor for writing is in a cafe. But of course, right now, we can't do that. And so he said, I need to create a new space to do my writing. So he picked up his laptop, walked into our dining room, set up a little space. We've got a beautiful outlook, beautiful dining table, looks out over the garden. And he sat there, put his headphones on and started writing. And he came back in and he's like, it worked. Why? Because he created a new space, and so therefore a new neural anchor for him to do his writing. This is equally important for us as adults. Where is the space that you go, parent, to drink your cup of tea and breathe out? Where is that space? It's important that you have that as well. The other day we were talking and we had to take a phone call, and we just went out onto the back deck to take a phone call. It was just moving from physical office space into another space in our home, and it made all the difference. It was like a freshness because we'd moved from one space to another. What spaces have you created in your home, and what spaces could you create in your home, even just for the short term, that will help your children in their remote learning? It's not only going to help them, I promise it will help you. This is what will happen if you don't have this. What will happen is you will have schoolwork, your work, family, all the things that's happening in your family. You'll have this sense of drifting and this sense of spreading, where schoolwork spreads onto this table and it spreads onto the kitchen bench, and then you've got a bit of schoolwork over here where your child sat down, or your teenagers over there, and you'll have this sense of spreading. And it doesn't just happen in the physical, it happens in the mind, where your children, no matter whether they're 5 or 15, they're not going to have a space, a neural anchor for where they do their work. It's not accidental that they walk into school and go into school mode, because everything about that routine says, I'm at school, this is how we do stuff here, this is how we work here. It's exactly the same in our homes. So my invitation today is that you would design your environment, that you would create a space where your children who are currently students in your home, that they would have a space to do their schoolwork. And while you're at it, create a little space for yourself as well. It'll help everyone.